Welcome to Sketchy Ideas, the live point counterpoint video podcast where we illustrate and debate concepts surrounding leadership, business, and personal achievement in a way that might make you think twice about implementing that new idea you just learned about on the internet. Welcome. My name is Michael Rampolla.
And I'm Brad James.
We are your co-hosts, and today for Sketchy Ideas, we have a very special episode with a very special guest. Her name is Cyrina Talbott. She is the owner of the Mindset Transformation Company, and we're going to be exploring the ins and outs of her business right now and seeing how we can maybe add some visual, metaphorical, very sketchy enhancements to how she talks about and explains the amazing work that she does. With that, let's welcome Cyrina. Hi, Cyrina.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
We are excited to have you. So give us all the 30-second commercial, so to speak, about your business, and then we're going to ask a bunch of questions and draw some stuff.
Yeah, so I, like you said, I'm the owner of the Mindset Transformation Company. So I'm a mindset coach and then a rapid transformational therapist. So I help business owners and individuals overcome limiting beliefs, working with mindset blocks around money and overwhelm, anxiety, and helping people change how they're looking at things so that they can accomplish their goals and do the thing that maybe they know they're supposed to do and they haven't been doing, either in their business, in their life, and their relationships. So I help people change the way they're thinking so they can reach their goals.
That's awesome. I don't think we've ever had anybody smarter on this show, have we, Michael?
No, it's just, we're already ankle deep. I like it.
We just started, so the jury may still be out on that part.
Well, we'll see. All right. So so mindsets, rapid transformation, removing blocks and obstacles.
And so what I really want to do is the rapid transformational therapy includes hypnotherapy. I'm trained in that, and that's a really cornerstone part of what I do, but I hesitate to share that with people and really go into the science because I don't know how to do it without talking for 20 minutes or just freaking people out because they're like, hypnosis, no thank you. I don't want you, making me quack like a duck. So I'm excited to explain it to you guys, and then you help me figure out how to tell it in a more simple way, but also tell it because it's the main part of how people can get rapid results. Like people have one session with me or they work with me for 6 weeks and they overcome anxiety. Like that's a big deal. And I think when I don't explain how it's working, people are like, oh, you're full of crap,
Mm-hmm.
So
okay,
no big deal. Just
like mind control, right? That's what you're doing. It's mind control.
Right.
Like I want you in my head to make it right, but I don't want you to stay there when we're done. It's something.
Yeah, and I've worked with grown men who are like, "Am I going to remember what we're doing?" I'm like, yes, you are in complete control. But we have these ideas about it, and even myself, before I started doing what I'm doing, it was like, oh, okay, what's that, and how's it work? And you're just suspicious, which is great. I encourage that. I encourage people to be skeptical of whatever therapy they're doing or whatever they're doing, but I would love a way to just talk about it in a simple, easy to understand way.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Okay, so in order to get to the simple, let's do the complicated. Let's go deep into science, and then we will take it from there. So tell us what the heck's going on when you wave the watch in front of my face and tell me to count backwards from 1,000,000.
Yeah, first of all, I don't do that. Second of all, so the deal is any beliefs that we have, we got before we were 10. So we were downloaded with all of our programming. How does the world work? How do the relationships work? How do my emotions work? How does money work? How does everything? We're getting programmed, like we all know computers, we're getting downloaded with a program about how the world works. And if you have an amazing, wonderful life, that's great, but nobody does. So in that process, before you're 10, before you're 12, somewhere along the line, you've downloaded things that may not be serving you as an adult when you want to make more money, when you want to deal with your emotions, when you want to have amazing relationships. If that wasn't modeled and if that wasn't downloaded, you actually don't have that programming. And so that's when people get really frustrated and they try all the things to change the behavior. But because that's in your subconscious, and that's 97% of our life, If you try to change it consciously, you've got 3% working against 97%, and hence people knowing everything they're supposed to be doing and not doing it, right? So when I hang out, when I work with people, we hang out in that subconscious space, and that's through the hypnotherapy, and it's through subconscious work that I do in other ways with people to figure out, okay, what's there, what's in the subconscious, and once you're there, then you can change it. Then once you understand it, you can shift it, you can release old beliefs, and you can reprogram for the beliefs that you want.
Okay, so can you explain maybe in layman's terms how that works inside of the brain?
So this is how I describe it as a metaphor. Like when you go to have surgery, you get anesthesia. So if you didn't have anesthesia, we know like how it was in the Civil War, right? You had to bite a belt, and someone was going in and they were trying to heal you, right? Or to get a bullet out or whatever it was. And you were naturally resisting that, shaking, screaming, whatever. So they couldn't do intricate surgeries because you weren't chilled out enough to be able to go in, figure out what was going on, fix it, sew it up, and send you on your way. So to me, the being in hypnosis, being in that same place. So when you're little, see, I can't do this. I can't do it in a short way. So when you're younger, it's alpha brainwave state, right? That's where you're getting downloaded with all your programming. And we live day to day in beta, which is our conscious. So when I work with people, you're in that alpha brainwave state, which is anytime we operate there as adults, anytime we're zoned out, anytime, like right when you wake up in the morning, if you meditate, you're in that. But then you can be in that in our session, and then we can figure out what the belief is and shift it. So that didn't answer your question.
Is there a difference between alpha, beta, and lizard brain? Because people tend to know what lizard brain is. So can you maybe help them understand the 3 layers, right? Because you're talking about, we've got this onion, right? Yes. And yeah, they're all different parts. But if we look at it literally as like an onion with a nucleus, and each layer does something a little different, could you maybe help us understand from that standpoint? Maybe that would help. Because most people, I think, hear lizard brain.
Yeah, your lizard brain is part of your subconscious. It's the part that needs to keep you safe. It's the part that is protecting you, that goes into fight, flight, or freeze, and it's the part that overrides your conscious. So it's when we think of the word when you're triggered, or when you have an emotional response that you don't want, or you have one that you do want. But when we're dealing with change, it's when you're having the emotional response that you don't want, you're in that space. And so when we work together with these subconscious techniques, you can go back and understand what was causing that, but you're not in that state. You don't have to be re-triggered and be in fight, or freeze to understand it. Does that make sense? So you're understanding the parts of you that are behaving in ways you don't want, but you don't have to be experiencing them. It's really like you're viewing your behavior.
So let me ask it a different way. When you're doing this work on someone's brain, is their brain operating in that state without the stimuli?
Correct.
Okay. So for those of you out there who are listening, what Cyrina does here is she helps you. Basically, we've all heard the point that we only use 10% of our brain, right? And we use way more than that most of the time, but really we only have control over a certain amount of our brain at one point in time, right? The rest of it's still working and it's still doing stuff. You just don't necessarily know that it's there because you're not aware of it working. So what Cyrina does, and correct me if I'm wrong, is she helps your brain calm down enough so that you can be aware of that part of your brain while working on it and reprogramming it. Because you have to actually get into that part of your brain in order to rework belief systems. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you're just taking the time and space required to sit and get quiet and understand why you're doing what you're doing instead of just doing it, right? The lizard brain's just doing it. And when you're in this alpha brainwave state, when you're relaxed, you can understand why you're doing it. What's happening before, what's happening after, where did it happen? Where did you get downloaded it when you were younger? And then how do you release it? Because you can tell that part of your brain that you no longer have to operate that way in its language.
Can you take a step back and tell us how you got here? Like, I think the story of how you got to like wanting to dissect the brain as like a mad scientist, I think is pretty cool. One, but two, I'm sure there's a pretty cool backstory as to why you got into what you're doing. What's the story there?
The main reason I do what I'm doing is because I wanted to feel better, and I couldn't find other ways to do it. Right? Because we come across
what happened in your life that made you want to feel better? Tell me more.
Wait. Who's the therapist now?
Yeah.
Take it easy.
So for me,
go back. Tell me about it. Yeah, I love this.
So it was growing up with trauma. So I had trauma in my life as a kid, and I had more than a lot of people, but that's beside the point. But when I graduated high school, I was like, oh yay, that's all gone. That's in the past. I never have to think about that again. Woohoo! And so I went about my life, and it was really starting a business in my late 20s that started bringing up all of this programming, these behaviors that was causing tons of anxiety. And I was working myself so much, I had to say yes to everybody. I burned myself out because I was trying to prove my worth. So the programming for me when I was younger is I'm not valuable, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough. And so I was having behaviors that were trying to, rectify that, trying to prove my value. And I had no peace in my brain. When I was by myself, I had a negative self-talk, and I just was anxious all the time. I took a test. It was from a book called Learned Optimism. And it had you test, like, how optimistic are you? And I was like, I think I'm pretty optimistic. And it was like, you're severely pessimistic and you should seek therapy. So that's how I lived.
and your self-awareness sucks, apparently.
Right? The power of books. Power of books, right?
So I was like, oh, because here's the deal. When it's your programming, you don't know there's another way. I didn't know other people lived with happy thoughts in their head all the time because it was so foreign to me. So anyway, that business that I started that was bringing up all those, behaviors and fears and anxiety failed. I completely burned myself out. Failed. And toward the end of it, instead of, being upset with other people or just trying to be better, faster, bigger, I started to go, oh my goodness, I'm the common denominator here. Maybe it's me. Maybe there's behaviors I have that need to change. Maybe I need to change. And so that started the journey, like I said, of like, okay, I want to be different. I want to feel better. I want to feel good about myself. And so I started going to traditional therapy and reading books and doing programs. And so I got a lot of understanding about why I was the way I was. I had past trauma. My dad was abusive and he's an alcoholic and la-di-da, but nobody was saying, and this is what you do to change it. It was all like coping mechanisms and evaluation, but I just wanted to feel better. So that was my mission. And that's what led me here. It was like actually changing your brain. And the modern brain science is, once they figured out they can hook things up to our brains, this is all new. This is all new in the last 20 years. And it's progressing so fast. And it's new in the last 5 years that you can actually rewire your brain quickly. Because it used to be in the past, a long time ago, they thought you could never change. But then they thought, well, it's got to take 5 years of doing this every single day. And now they know if you can tap into your subconscious, you can do it very quickly. So that's why I'm here. Because I wanted something that worked quickly. Because it's like, we don't have time for this. We don't have time to be trying to fix ourselves for years and years. And at the end of your life, you're better. Like, I want to have a good life,
So Michael, how many people not named Brad James do you think that Cyrina could help?
Well, yeah, you're the lost cause, so we take you out of the equation. Most, if not all, I see a ton of opportunity here, right? This is just.
Well, and I think what's happening, all Russian Olympians use hypnosis. A ton of American Olympians
That
use
explains so
hypnosis.
much.
Tiger Woods uses it. Tons of actors use it. So it's kind of destigmatizing it. And
That's
now
true.
that we can use fancy science language, like tell people, hey, here's what's going on. It's very simple. And that's what my clients go. They're like, oh my goodness, I got more out of this than 5 years of therapy. It's like, well, yes, because we just did something. It's like a cheat, right? It's like a hack.
Ooh, I like that.
The cheat code? The cheat code to the
Cheat code.
brain? Wait, what?
Heck, Game Genie. Plug in the Game Genie.
Right, left, up, down, B,
This is the Konami code.
Right toggle. Yeah.
Yep. While holding down the left mouse button, left cursor on the other remote. All right, so here's what I'm getting. So I don't know. I'm starting to do some sort of a visual metaphor. So I like the downloading programming language, and the whole calming down to get access thing makes really good sense to me. I started doing a safe, but a safe just didn't all the way work for the programming language.
That's hilarious because I'm making videos next week, and there will be a safe.
There should be. There totally should be because it's cracking a safe. But here's the metaphor. The metaphor is if I'm a nervous or uncalm, focused, right, safe cracker, like I will be terrible at my job, right? If I'm picturing classic, old safe cracker with the with the stethoscope, right, and the very carefully,
yep.
right, listening for just the right combination. Your point is, and is well put, which is if I'm not calm and focused, if I can't quiet down those external inputs or even sometimes internal, I'll never be able to hear or gain access to the internals. I'll never be able to open the safe or crack the code or do whatever.
Yes, because the lizard brain will be like, nope, this is not a safe area. This is not a fun memory. This is not like, we don't want to go there.
Oh, yeah. I also need to distract the guards.
Yeah.
Okay, so right? I need to. This is like there's so many caper movies in my head right now, right? This is the guy who carries the bacon, right? So he can distract the guard dogs, and then.
Yeah, I'm thinking Star Wars when they're trying to blow up the Death Star. That's what I'm thinking.
Go.
But that's
Start a battle over here, right? The only way we're going to get in is if we're right. That. So. Okay, so I like this, right? So let's use things that people know. People know lizard brain, right? But the lizard brain is actually guarding itself. So step one, just occupy or sedate the lizards. Like that's a step in our metaphor. Number one. Number two, like I'm also getting an inception here, right? Like how do we get in? Like the metaphorical, how we get in, we have to do all these things, right? So we have to either distract or sedate the lizard guards. Then we have to like drown out all the other noise, put in our stethoscope or whatever, and then we have to know the code or at least have some idea about what it is, and that's where an expert like you can help, for sure. I mean, you're helping guide us through this whole journey.
Yeah.
But there's some things that even if I'm gonna well, this safe is a 1928 You know who we need to talk to? The expert in that safe, right? Like that's you. You're the expert in the safe and how it's built and how to therefore get into it.
Yes.
It's like Ocean's 11 all over again.
Thank you. Like so many different. We're just gonna make a new one. We'll make a new one. We'll pull together all of our favorite scenes, and that's Cyrina's story.
Yeah, and really just translating that language. Your subconscious has a different language that we're just translating. And my goal when I work with people over time is they get it. Like they can do that on their own. So teaching people how to crack their own safe in your metaphor.
Okay, so number one, distract the guards. Number two, I don't know, but something about like push out the noise. And then your last point there, which is know the code. Like you do still need to know the code and translate. That's what it's. Translate the code. Because even if let's go back to the computer. Even if I get into the source code, I'm not going to know what that thing is saying. Right? I need somebody who can tell me what it is. Well, that syntax means this, and if we just put that period back in, like everything will work again, right? So distract the guards.
Would be, to me, get the goods, right? That's what you're doing. You want to get it out from
Oh,
the safe, the
like get the goods. Or gold, get the gold, get the goods, get the gold, unbury the treasure, something like that. I like that. So I guess so. What? How would you? Okay, so we're building a multi-layered metaphor, but hey, that works. So we're distracting the guards. How would you describe that second part? The getting quiet part.
well, okay,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
distract the guards, turn off the alarms.
There you
The
go.
second part is opening the safe. Is that what
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
turning the
Yes. So
unlocking the safe? I think that's what I'm doing. So the subconscious, the work is the inquiry and asking the questions and figuring out what it's unlocking your deal.
mhm.
Unlocking your specific because we're all downloaded with different things. Like there are generalities, but the way you think about money is going to be specific to your circumstance. So it's unlocking
Yes.
your block or whatever.
I imagine you do a lot of work on that while we're dissecting this. Not to take like a right turn, but I would imagine you do a lot of work with that about beliefs around money.
Oh yeah, and because money represents our freedom, our ability to do things in life, our ability to provide for our families, our ability to feel good, do our dream. Like there's nobody that ever writes a bucket list and it doesn't require money, right? So, but
Yep.
we also downloaded with a lot of, well, that's greedy and you don't get too big for your britches and you shouldn't want this and money is evil. I mean, I've done sessions with people where money was bad and then we released it and, she increased her income a ton in a short amount of time because
Well, that sounds like a win.
money, but our values are
Did you hear that? This is like winning the lottery, friends. This is like winning the lottery.
Oh, this is we're gonna go all in the safe cracking because I think we're getting it. Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're doing. I got you.
Right? Like you open this and all this, all the coins, spill out, and we're throwing dollar bills in the air, which is always a terrible idea because the guards will not stay distracted forever. Have you not watched any of these movies? So here's what I've got this. And so if we build this as a metaphor, Cyrina, people will, like, we know this, stories teach, people will get it. Oh, okay, I get that. So, and everybody's seen at least one caper movie, like guaranteed. So number one is disable the alarms, at least, right? Disable the alarms, distract the guards, unlock the door. We need to improve that because it doesn't sound sexy enough. And then either translate the code in our computer thing or exchange the currency because you need a fence, right? I can't just take the money out and start spending it because it'll be traced back and then they're coming for me. So you need to make some sort of exchange between what I find in there and what I can't use it yet. So whatever I find inside, you then need to help me turn it into something I can use.
You need to launder the money. Is this what you're telling me?
I said exchange the currency. You said launder the money, for the record. Okay. I don't know anything about that. I don't know. For the record, it's
a trap.
You're on it. Thank you.
Sure
I totally heard Akbar.
Cyrina, it's okay. I walk into those every week. It's okay. He's just trying to get dirt and blackmail on whoever he talks to, so that later on in life, when he needs a favor, he can like call it up and remember that time you talked about laundering money and you told me. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there's 5, and I like that there's 5 steps because I think that for whatever reason we like that. So 5 is going to be exchange of currency. So instead of translate the code, unlock the door, extract get the goods, extract the gold, something like that. Because the translate idea is back to our computer, which I do like, but I think we're going to be more. I think there's just more right metaphor here with the caper here.
And it's really like the you're unlocking the safe though. It's interesting, and I hope I don't cause a problem, but you're You're figuring out the stuff you don't want. So it's the programming you don't want, that you want to get rid of. So I'm not sure how that works.
Well, I don't like, I might write back in the whole, I don't want all of that, right? I want the cash so you can keep the coin, or I just want the painting, you can keep the whatever, right? Like ultimately, national treasure. I'm not really here for all the gold. I'm just here for the precious artifact that nobody else really cares about. Oh my God, it's a MacGuffin. This is the MacGuffin.
I have no idea what that is.
Perfect.
You're excited to explain it.
I am. Okay, so I think Hitchcock is who this is always attributed to. So there's this premise in old movies that there's something that we're all after, right? It's either the papers, or it's the microfilm, or it's the precious artifact, or it's the jewel, right? Whatever. But ultimately, like, we don't know what happens with the dang thing. Like, I get the papers, or I'm protecting the secrets, but I don't know what they say, right? So there's really it doesn't have any intrinsic value. So Hitchcock came up with a name for it. He called it the MacGuffin. And it's just the completely arbitrary thing that we're all after that causes the chase and the rest of the plot to move forward.
Like when Luke goes into the cave to fight himself. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you're kind of getting, you're in the right neighborhood for sure. Well, I'm trying to think of a really
Indiana
good example.
Jones, National Treasure. Indiana Jones, National Treasure. Stick with those themes. We don't necessarily know what the Ark of the Covenant does. We don't really know what the chalice does, right? The Holy Grail.
Yeah.
We don't, that's what you're talking about, right, Michael?
Right. Now, in this case, there is value to the thing that we unlock, but what's interesting about it is you won't know what it is until you get inside.
Yep.
And I think that becomes part of the interesting of the journey. I'm sorry, say it again.
Okay, that's gold when you know exactly what you're dealing with, and then you can change it. Okay, I could see that.
But if I'm on the outside 3% and I've never been inside your safe, this is you now, right?
We're just guessing. And that's why what we do doesn't work when we try to fix ourselves, because we're guessing. Yeah.
There. Because why is it, you got to talk about why this is different. Like, well, I could figure that out, right? I've watched enough. There's actually a pretty famous like caper movie where all they're doing to figure out how to do it is watch other movies to figure out how to rob the bank, right? So like I've watched enough. I've watched enough of these movies. I know how to rescue the damsel and pull out the sword, right? But that's not how it works. You actually need somebody who's been there and actually done it themselves in reality. This is you, trained on it, experienced in it, has success in it. Because if I try to do it on my own, I will surely get caught.
Called research, right? Called
right.
Research.
Right.
But the point you're trying to make, Michael, is not, it's yes, somebody could go out and spend the years learning it. But Cyrina, you figured out how to do it. So
yeah,
you have a path. You have a proven path. You are the mentor in everybody's journey to help them get to their end goal and realize their end goal and their dreams. That's I think what you're trying to say, right, Michael? Is that people can go out and try and learn this. They may fail trying to learn it. They may get distracted. They may not do it. Why would you spend the years and years doing that versus going and talking to somebody like Cyrina, who already knows how to do it, has a proven track record, has done this a bunch of times, clearly has the winning lottery numbers, and is kind of like the soothsayer and if you want maybe a early, like a recent generation Nostradamus for the brain.
Ooh.
Right? Like
I'm not gonna put that in my analogy. Just
you're scared to take a hard pass on Nostradamus.
Take a hard pass on Nostradamus. But yeah, like a guide. I mean, yeah, I can. It's science. Like that's the thing is it's science. It's not voodoo. But I think it's been categorized as that. So this is why I appreciate this. If I can make it simple, so that people understand that science is just how your brain works. It's how your subconscious works, and it's how beliefs change.
Now think of it this way, friend.
Say that last three part again. What was that last three part? The 1, 2, 3? This is how
this is how your beliefs work, or this is how your subconscious works, this is how your beliefs work, and this is how they change. You have to know those things.
Awesome. Go, Brad.
I don't even remember what I was going to say anymore.
I'm sorry, bud. I'm sorry.
That's all right. It happens.
See, this is how this is. I struggle with like feeling like people are like, oh, okay, it's like in saying like this is how it works and it's so effective and everybody can do it, feeling like people are like, yeah, you're full of it, like it can't be that easy. Do you know what I mean? Or is that just what I'm saying? Like, yes, it is that easy.
Well, okay, so I would be careful on easy. So I get in some I've had this conversation, oh, is it easy to do? It's easy to do, but it takes time.
Yeah.
Like difficulty level and time and effort investment are not the same thing. Is it easy to do? Yeah, I've done it 100 times, which is why I'm going to tell you it's actually difficult and takes time or what have you. Like easy, and because if you make it sound easy, there's also a risk in devaluing your service.
Right, which that's always where I've been like, no, it's not. Like it's simple. You go in and you understand what the programming is and then you change it, but it's complicated in that, like there's a lot of stuff behind that, I guess, if that makes sense. And it's an ongoing process in your life. You're not like a magical superhuman at the end, but you have a lot of relief and you have a lot of understanding, and you're able to change, your belief in a powerful way. I don't know if I'm helping.
No, you're helping. I think you're helping immensely.
This is where I think this matters for a lot of people. They want to see it work. And I think, Cyrina, you've helped people see that they can do something, where all those limiting beliefs essentially build a ceiling, a glass ceiling that they have no clue how to break through. And so by going into the brain and going into this alpha state, you are unlocking the fact that essentially it's a dome that opens up. And now people see it. But the thing is once you see it, you still have to keep doing whatever it is and practicing whatever it is that Cyrina is going to set you up with. Whatever tools. I'm sure there's meditation. I'm sure there's habit building. I'm sure there's self-care, self-wellness, all that stuff. Yeah. So that's what I think matters with this. Okay. Often, we don't fully understand the capabilities of the human body or the human brain. Mm-hmm. And Cyrina has found a way to show people just a glimpse of potential that they can achieve. Now, it's up to the people who are practicing this or taking this opportunity, because it is an opportunity, to take those habits or those teachings and implement them over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, where then it becomes the flywheel and that success, or whatever you're defining as success, happens, right?
Yeah.
Cyrina's got the keys. Cyrina has the keys to making this happen. And she's going to hand them over to you. It's your choice whether or not you want to use them to drive faster or if you want to continue walking.
Yeah.
Right? Is that about right?
That sounds right. Yeah, because it really is a choice.
Because you can't
control over our decisions.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You can't be in their ears 24/7, right? You are not their conscience. You are not the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other. You are literally somebody saying, here's the roadmap of how you do it. I'm going to help you get there one time. I'm going to continue to help you get there more when we talk to each other, but you have to put in the work in between to level up your own awareness.
And it's giving somebody that's ready and wanting and willing to do that the tool that maybe they've been looking for, mm-hmm. and they haven't been able to find. Like that's how it was in my life. Okay. Mm-hmm.
You were sick and tired of falling flat. I mean, that's literally, I would imagine, what happened, right? You at one point said, you literally said, and I want to say it, but we're trying to be family friendly. And that I think when people hit that wall and they're finally sick and tired of being sick and tired, you've already passed the point of no return. You probably should have done it a while ago. And we've all been there, or at least I've been there probably a handful of times, which is why Michael's saying I'm a lost cause. But, but those are the things where, like, you got to take it. If you're at that point, it's not that you're desperate. Okay. Like, this is not about desperation. If you're at desperation, you're already past it. You need to focus on yourself first, because your mind is already going to be reeling in that lizard brain of fight or flight. And there's going to be extra guards guarding that safe. Tell me if I'm wrong, Cyrina.
Well, I do
like,
work
you probably
with
have
people
to,
that are having panic attacks and are in the middle of that, level of anxiety.
oh, okay. That's cool.
Because that's when this is really effective, to calm that down so that you can understand what's going on. But it's still somebody that's raising their hand and saying, I'm ready to do something about it. Not like you're saying, it's not when you're in the middle of it and you can't like see straight.
Right.
It's when you're ready to change.
So if your right eye is looking left and your left eye is looking right, friends, try to get them uncrossed first. That would be a good place to start.
Yeah. What is if your hair is on fire, that's the most important thing. Don't worry about the other things right now. Don't arrange the deck chairs on the Titanic. So I've got something for you that I think might help. So in our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 caper movie storyboard over here, 1 and 2 are the subconscious. So that's an A. 3 and 4 is the belief address, and then exchange the currency is really where the transformation happens. That's the change that goes ongoing. I'm pulling that out to make this point. There's an ABC here that I think you can explain about what transformation is.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually works as ABC, potentially. A is something like access or address or assess. B is beliefs, and C is change. To make the point that in order to get to transformation, there's actually 2 other things we have to do first. So you can do in one session, get them on the journey. But I'm imagining from a business standpoint, thinking like a coach here for a minute, you want to help them ongoing because you can do more big support and they can make a bigger difference ongoing. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Yes, that's what I do. Yeah.
Perfect. So with that in mind, transformation, we're going to do some good stuff in one session. People have had amazing experiences in one session. And in order for change to be sustained, transformation is an ongoing process. Mm-hmm. So let me just use A. So first we're going to access, and our whole access, we're going to get at the beliefs, and then we're going to start change, A, B, C. So transformation is really a 3-part process. And then you can build in your metaphors. So depending on how you want to frame it, there's a couple different ways you can frame it, but in every case you want to say, and that's just the start, that's not the end. Once you have the treasure or the gold, and we want to exchange it and turn it into something of value to you. And that's where I can really make the biggest impact. And you might even say, there's lots of ways to get at the gold. There's lots of ways to crack the safe. We want to do it in such a way that we actually don't damage the safe and get everything out that's inside and use only the things that we want in order to help you move forward towards your goals, etc. So you can actually build this metaphor and talk about what you're not doing just as well as what you are doing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That sounds amazing. And I appreciate it because that's a clear, simple way that I never would have thought of. Everyone can relate to the safe. And I'm going to have a video with one next week.
Perfect.
There you go.
I never thought of it before. That's the biggest win for us. So that's awesome to hear. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So I know we're running up on time. Cyrina, where can people go to find out more about you, what you do? Do you have a place that they can go sign up or subscribe for something and tell us about that?
CyrinaTalbott.com. I have a freebies page on there if someone's looking for free resources and information and videos and more about my what I do and services and all of that kind of stuff. So
okay. So friends, awesome. That's CyrinaTalbott.com/freebies. You heard that correctly. So go there. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. Looks like some good stuff. And take a look. I'm sure Cyrina would be more than happy to get in touch with you and have a short conversation.
Yeah, you can schedule
and then see if it's a good fit.
Free consult there on the page as well. Anytime. I'm happy to talk about this. Yes.
Awesome. Cool.
I think that's the show.
Thank you so
I think that
much.
is.
This is really, really
You're
helpful.
welcome. You're welcome. So folks, so Cyrina came on, and basically this is a thing we can do for you too. So if you have a business that's hard to describe, and if you like science and maybe movies, we would love to help you, because as you heard her say, and we love to hear, I never thought of it that way before. I never saw it that way before. Now I can do something with that. That is one of the fun things that we can do here on Sketchy Ideas. We do a lot of other fun things, as you know, but we can actually provide real business value. I promise. And here's our proof. So Cyrina, thank you again so much for being here and talking all about the Mindset Transformation Company and talking about it in a new way. With that, we're going to put a wrap on it. So let's just do quick sponsor messages. Brad, do you want to talk about our sponsor, Cream City Marketing?
Cool. Cream City Marketing, we work with small, medium-sized businesses to help them scale their whole marketing strategy, both traditional and digital. Hit us up at creamcitymarketing.com and we will have a conversation with you.
Awesome. And our other sponsor is Spirity. Spirity, overcome your obstacles. We work with business owners to help them grow and scale their businesses, and HR leaders to help them grow and scale their talent. Reach out to us at spirity.com. So thank you very much for being with us for the visual and metaphorical exploration of the Mindset Transformation Company with owner Cyrina Talbott. We've had a lot of fun, Cyrina. Based on that smile, I think you did too. And so that's always our goal here on Sketchy Ideas. Join us next week when we sketch and explore another topic, and engage with us at info@sketchyideasshow.com. One of us or the producer will get back to you, and we'll be join us again next week when we debate and explore another idea live. And remember, just because it's a sketchy idea doesn't mean it's not worth exploring. Thanks again for being here, everybody. We'll see you again next time.